We talked to you. You had this job. It's almost like with you, we're talking to Milton Friedman. And then we talked to the current chairman of the same organization, Kevin. That's like talking to Paul Krugman. And our viewers are at home just going, they have no idea who to believe at this point. It's gotten so, I don't know, there's talking points, there's spin, there's everything else. What should a normal American think at this point if they were to just look for an objective viewpoint on what's going on?
Right. I think, Joe, that if you look back to about a year ago, John Cochran and I wrote an article at National Review about the same time that Larry Summers said, inflation is really poised to take off. And it wasn't a partisan point. It was just a sort of careful analysis of supply and demand. There was a big increase in demand coming from all the government spending. And there was a contraction in supply because of threatened tax hikes and heavy regulation. One of President Biden's first moves when he came into the White House was that he made it so new regs don't have to pass a cost-benefit test, something they had to under President Obama and everybody else. And so therefore, the regulatory agencies could just go willy-nilly regulating everything. And in fact, there are more new regulations in Biden's first year than any other president in history. So, that constrains supply. He feeds demand. He complains extreme. Yeah, there we go. Sustains lower supply, and then before you know it, inflation's taken off. And so I don't think it's a mystery. I don't think it's a partisan thing. And I think that there are nonpartisan solutions to it right now that I wish both.
Do you remember the beginning of the Trump administration? Larry Summers said that the move in the stock market, the dropping unemployment rate, the rising growth rate for GDP, said all that was a sugar high. And you guys said Larry Summers has no idea what he's talking about. So now he came out with something about inflation, and now all the Republicans are citing Larry Summers. It's like one of your own, not your own, but
I was saying this before Larry Summers last year. Though,
suddenly Larry's right.
Accepting our analysis.
Let me ask you this: How much is just too many dollars printed by the Fed? And obviously, your guy, President Trump, kept browbeating the Fed to keep rates lower and wanted to replace Jay Powell. And so if it really is the Fed's fault, both administrations are guilty, of trying to keep rates too low for too long.
Right. Well, what could have happened? Milton said that inflation is always a monetary phenomenon. And in fact, I think that the Biden stimulus in the end was way too large, and the other spending they did that year with infrastructure and so on was way too much. Fed demand too much, but the Fed could have neutralized that. Like when the Treasury tried to borrow that money to go out and send it to people to spend, the Fed could have said, hey, we're not going to buy that stuff, in which case, the market would have charged really high interest rates for buying that U.S. debt, and that would have extinguished the inflation before it happened. So you can say that it's, partly the fault of Biden and partly the fault of the Fed. Because the Fed did monetize all that spending, and they could have chosen not to.
And then reopening and COVID and supply chain issues around the world had a lot to do with it. But you're saying that increased regulatory activity in not just energy, but across the board that we've seen since day one with the Biden administration, what that shrunk the supply. And then the demand with the American recovery and all the other spending, that increased demand. So it's just a perfect storm.
Right. And there's also on the labor side, a lot of people got used to being home, especially older folks decided not to rejoin the labor force. So that squashed supply as well. But the fact is that it's just a supply demand story. It's not a Republican Democrat story in the end. And if you want to fix it, then you've got two choices. One, you could ask Congress to try to help, in which case Congress would pass laws to reduce government spending and, come up with ways to stimulate labor force participation and capital spending, increasing supply. Or you could have the Fed go it alone. The thing I'm worried about is that right now the Biden administration appears to have chosen to let the Fed go it alone. And by doing that, when the Fed raises interest rates, it certainly squashes demand. So people buy fewer cars, people buy fewer houses, and so on. But it also squashes supply, because people don't want to expand their factories and buy new machines because the cost of capital is higher. And so you're creating kind of a downward race between demand and supply to get inflation under control. And that's why when you have inflation this high, the history of it is that central bank policy has given you a very deep recession before inflation was under control. That doesn't have to be, but if you're going to not do that, then you need to get fiscal policy to play along too.